1. 4 months or total failure. Engineers were given a deadline that sounds unreal, 4 months. Miss it and the ground freezes solid, locking the project into permanent failure. This wasn't a delay risk project, this was a do or die countdown. Every decision was rushed under extreme pressure, because once winter hits, drilling becomes impossible. This is how America's most expensive underground survival city began, racing the planet itself. Crews worked non-stop because a single pause could cost billions. This wasn't construction, this was a timed mission against nature. 2. Blasting straight through the planet. Normal drills were useless. The only way down was violence, controlled violence. Hundreds of military-grade precision charges were planted deep into solid granite. One miscalculation could collapse the entire site and bury the project forever. When the countdown hit 0, over 1 million tons of bedrock shattered in seconds. This wasn't excavation, it was planetary surgery. The ground cracked exactly as planned, proving the math was flawless. One mistake here would have erased years of planning in a heartbeat. 3. Anchoring the bunker to Earth's core. Once the rock was broken, monster drills moved in to create anchor piles, massive shafts designed to lock the structure to the planet itself. These weren't foundations, they were planetary anchors. The bunker wouldn't just sit underground, it would be physically fused to Earth. A steel skeleton followed, a dense web of rebar so thick it looked unreal. This internal frame is what allows the structure to survive shockwaves that would erase cities above ground. 4. A concrete tsunami that couldn't stop. You can't buy this much concrete. They ordered 1,000 trucks and poured non-stop for 72 hours straight. If the flow stopped even once, the entire foundation would weaken. The slab became so hot it turned into a chemical reactor, generating massive heat from within. To stop it from cracking itself apart, engineers created an artificial rain cloud, a custom misting system cooling the concrete 24/7. When tested under insane pressure, it didn't just pass, it destroyed the test. 5. Building a fortress one wall at a time. Each wall segment weighed around 200 tons. Lift it wrong and it becomes a swinging wrecking ball. Cranes threaded these massive slabs into place with less than 1 inch of tolerance from hundreds of feet away. Every wall was welded directly into the steel skeleton. Crews placed one wall every 2 hours, day and night. There was no margin for error. This wasn't stacking blocks, it was assembling a buried fortress piece by piece. 6. A skyscraper built in reverse. This structure didn't rise upward, it sank downward. Floor by floor, engineers created a skyscraper upside down, locking walls together with slabs reinforced by bolts strong enough to suspend a battleship. But strength alone wasn't enough. Seismic gaps were added so the bunker could flex during earthquakes instead of shattering. This wasn't a rigid box, it was a moving organism designed to survive global scale impacts. 7. Shock absorbers bigger than buildings. Hidden beneath the structure are massive pits holding seismic dampers, giant shock absorbers usually seen in skyscrapers, scaled up beyond belief. Each damper weighs hundreds of tons. Together, they allow the entire bunker to float during earthquakes or explosions. The building doesn't resist force, it rides it out. With over 200 dampers installed, this underground city stands on metal legs, designed to survive impacts that would flatten everything above ground. 8. X-raying the fortress from the inside. Before anything could be sealed, every inch of concrete was X-rayed, not sampled, everything. Hidden cracks were unacceptable because one microscopic flaw could mean death in a sealed world. Robots welded the internal arteries. Power, water, air. These machines worked non-stop, producing welds stronger than human hands could ever manage. This wasn't over-engineering, this was eliminating uncertainty. 9. Sealing the box and disappearing. The final structural piece locked into place, and the bunker was sealed like a tomb. From this moment forward, everything happened under artificial light. No sky, no sun. Hundreds of trucks buried the entire structure under a newly formed mountain, compacted layer by layer. This earth became the first shield against radiation, shockwaves, and detection. The city vanished from the surface forever. And the mole and the secret escape. Once buried, engineers drilled outward. Enter the tunnel boring machine, 2,000 tons of steel that grinds through solid rock while building reinforced concrete tunnels behind it. This machine moved 100 feet per day, carving a 5-mile escape route that surfaces somewhere nobody would ever suspect. It digs and builds simultaneously, creating an exit that could last centuries without collapse. 11. Powering a hidden city with a nuclear heart. A city this size needs energy. The solution? A miniature nuclear reactor designed to run fail-safe. To cool it, engineers built an underground lake. Air filtration systems scrub everything, from radioactive fallout to weaponized viruses. Ancient groundwater is purified into water cleaner than anything on the surface. When the reactor went critical, the bunker officially became alive. 12. A brain smarter than Wall Street. Strength is useless without intelligence. A sealed server farm more powerful than Wall Street's systems was installed, completely disconnected from the internet. A holographic globe provides real-time 3D surveillance of the planet. From here, operators can see the world without being seen. This is where decisions are made if civilization collapses. 13. The door that becomes the mountain. The blast door weighs over 500 tons. Moving it was the most dangerous lift of the project. One swing would destroy everything. It landed with millimeter precision. When closed, hydraulic pistons fused it directly into bedrock. The door doesn't shut. It becomes part of the mountain itself. It takes 2 full minutes to close, and that sound means safety. 14. Life underground. Medicine, food, sanity. Survival isn't just protection, it's living. An AI-run hospital performs surgery without fatigue or error. Underground farms grow food with 0 sunlight. Seed vaults store every critical plant species. There's aquaculture for protein, gyms for mental health, soundproofing for sleep, and recycling systems that waste nothing. This isn't a bunker, it's a functioning civilization. 15. Proving it can survive the end. To test the bunker, engineers detonated one of the most powerful bombs ever made nearby. Shockwaves hit, sensors lit up, the structure floated on its dampers, riding the force instead of fighting it. Lights flickered, but it held. 0 damage, the surface was gone, but the future below was secure. Project Aegis was officially operational. 16. Erasing all evidence from the surface. After proving the bunker could survive the end of the world, the final mission began. Total invisibility. Crews restored the entire landscape above it, trees replanted, terrain reshaped, soil compacted until no human eye could detect anything unnatural. Over 100 square miles were cleaned, disguised, and returned to nature. Multiple secret entrances were scattered far apart, each one camouflaged to look completely ordinary. Without inside knowledge, finding this place would be impossible. The city was no longer just underground, it was erased. 17. A city that can run forever alone. Miles of pipes, more wiring than an entire US state, massive air shafts large enough for trucks. This place was built to operate without help. Restaurants capable of feeding 10,000 people 3 times a day. Fire systems that kill flames by removing oxygen instantly. Backup power systems stacked on top of backup systems, including hydropower and gravity batteries. Even construction vehicles live underground, ready for future expansion. Nothing depends on the surface anymore. 18. The AI that takes control when humans leave. When the builders finished, they left. The bunker was sealed permanently, control transferred to Aegis AI, the system monitoring every sensor, camera, and life support function every millisecond. There is a manual override, one button that can seal the facility from the inside forever. No exit, no reversal. The structure now waits in silence, running simulations, watching the world, prepared for a future it hopes never arrives. The bunker isn't asleep, it's standing by. Hidden beneath forests, sealed from history, this underground city waits silently, built not for comfort, but for continuity. If the world ends above, life continues below.